My name is Naoya Toyosaki, 30. I just started working at my dream company today. I'm Toyosaki, nice to meet you. I greeted everyone in a clear voice and they clapped.
Toyosaki-kun always came to us for sales, so you probably know him. From today, he's one of us. Take care of him.
Toyosaki-san, nice to see you. Let's work hard.
This is Miku Fujisawa. She always spoke kindly to me when I would come here. She was 2 years younger than me, but she was my senpai at work. I bowed my head. Fujisawa-senpai, I hope you teach me a lot.
Senpai? Me? Senpai?
She was a year in. I was her first kohai. Her eyes sparkled and she puffed up proudly.
You two, stop wasting time and start working. I won't forgive even a 1-minute delay on the schedule.
This is Kanako Juzen. She was a workaholic and a perfectionist. She was tough on herself and others.
Juzen-san, you don't have anything else to say to the newcomer?
Do I need to? We already know each other. Work comes first.
She spoke bluntly to our superior officer and headed to work.
Sorry, Toyosaki. She's always like that, so don't worry about it.
No, she isn't wrong. Thank you for the kind words.
Ho ho ho, you're so energetic. It makes me energized. About your work, I want you to take care of some of Fujisawa's clients.
Okay, I'll try my best. The next day, I went out with Fujisawa to see her clients. So that's what happened. I'll be your representative starting today. Whoa, seriously? I'm worried. This is Takeru Saikawa. I've known him since childhood. He's always been like this. I never cared though, and smiled at him. I'll do my best. Damn. Your voice is always loud. How annoying. Takeru ran a restaurant. There were handmade items for sale in the corner. You get to enjoy handmade crafts and tea at the same time. It's my pride and joy. Hey, this is not your shop. Don't say it like that. Sorry, but I'm a regular here. I'm happy to be able to help you. Actually, help me before you say that.
But you're amazing. You know so many people. On the way here, a bunch of shop owners kept calling out to you.
Naoya, you switched jobs? Good luck!
Really? If we meet, we're friends. Fujisawa-chan, is he really gonna be in charge of this place?
Yes! I'm handing over a few of my clients to him.
Maybe I'll change suppliers.
What? Takeru, wait! I'll do anything, okay? Just don't!
Shut up! Lower the volume.
Huh? Are they friends?
We haven't changed. Takeru didn't really like me. But I respected him and thought of him as a friend. And as an important client of ours. Tch! Toyosaki, give me your arm. Huh? Okay. Takeru took out a sewing kit from his pocket. He used it to put a button back on my sleeve. You just switched jobs and your suit button's coming off. What are you doing out there?
Takeru, you're a genius!
That was so fast! You've always been good with your hands, thank you! You're too much! Do your job and leave! I was super motivated at my new job. I worked hard.
Toyosaki, why do you have to talk about the weather on a call with a client? You waste so much time. Be more efficient.
Sorry. It's cold, so I wanted to tell them to take care.
That's not your job. Toyosaki, do you know what time it is? You said you'd go home before 5 p.m.
I was talking to a client and it ended now.
You must have been making small talk.
Sorry.
Juzen-san, Toyosaki told me he would be late, so you don't have to get mad.
I was yelled at almost every day. The people around me had to defend me. I understand how that senpai feels. One day, that's what Takeru told me. Maybe she doesn't like me. You're too carefree. I've been annoyed with you for years. Oof, sorry. But you're still my friend. You're so nice. That's what I'm saying. You always followed me around like an idiot. What's with your lunch being wrapped in a dirty rag? So weird. Whoa, your lunch bag is so cool. Show me. Huh? Hey, don't look. Give it. You were so annoying. Takeru whispered. What was he thinking about?
Toyosaki-san, you've always been strong mentally.
One day, I just finished my work at Takeru's place around noon. I asked Fujisawa-san for lunch at Takeru's. She was in disbelief. You make it sound like a good thing. He's just an unaware dumbass. You're right.
Toyosaki-san, do you realize you're being made fun of?
He made fun of me, but he served us well.
Whoa, such cute plates!
Yeah, our plates are all made by artists. They're all nice. Whoa, handmade stuff has such warmth. I love it. You always did terribly in home EC classes though. The bag you made in class was horrible. You can't even do the simple steps. Whoa, why is my thing over there? Don't say it like that. You can't even do that. Here, give it. My thing always gets lost. Like that. My thing is lost. You're so dumb.
Wait, stop! My stomach hurts.
Even then, you got mad, but you did it for me. Thank you, Takeru. Takeru was remembering another memory from her past. I saw your lunch bag and tried to make it, but it isn't good. Takeru's eyes widened. You? Why? Since then, our relationship started changing slowly. Takeru, the materials you told me about the other day. Huh? You already found them? You looked for the right ones? Of course, I found something you'd like. This one. I handed Takeru the papers and switched into work mode. You're so airheaded, but sometimes I hate it. I wouldn't know what Takeru was thinking then. 6 months since I switched jobs. I was going out to my clients on my own now. I had new clients and was working hard.
It's hard. Ow!
Are you okay? Ow! At lunch, Fujisawa and I were suing, but we were both clumsy.
But it's unexpected. In work mode, you can do your job. You're good at building relationships. It's an advantage.
What? Really?
Yeah, but you suck at sewing. But that makes you relatable.
Then I'm glad. Ow!
We're gonna turn into needle pillows at this point.
A cold voice spoke out to us.
So annoying. The cafeteria is still a workplace. Can you not make a scene?
Juzen-san. Sorry, we were loud. Juzen has been more irritable than usual lately.
Your voices make my head hurt. Go somewhere else if you're gonna talk. You don't have to say it like that.
Fujisawa tried to speak up, but I stopped her. Fujisawa-san, if we talk here, it might bother people. Juzen-san, we're sorry. We'll leave. I thought it would get messy if we did anything here, so I bowed my head.
Just go.
I excused us and led Fujisawa away. She looked dissatisfied.
What? So annoying. Acting nice to everyone, always smiling.
Someone came up to her quietly. It was our department head.
Juzen-san, may I? We got a call from one of your clients. You explained the paperwork you prepared and didn't listen to anything they had to say.
That day, I had another appointment.
She tried to make an excuse, but the kind department head frowned. She was told off.
What? Why aren't things working out? Yeah, that day. Before I left that guy. Toyosaki stopped me and handed me extra papers.
I took care of one of Juzen's clients and prepared paperwork for her.
That messed up my schedule. I'm not wrong. I've always been perfect. Ugh, it's all your fault. Now you're Toyosaki.
What Juzen was thinking then? I had no idea until the incident a few months later. Next month, we are hosting a handmade craft class. A few days later, I was talking with Takeru about the materials we need. The materials you found last time weren't bad. I want to use those too. Okay, so this. And do we need more of this? Yeah, we need a lot of those. The amount... Takeru was less insulting when we talked about work. I took Takeru's order, the day the order arrived. Huh? There's not enough?
Yes, the amount you told me doesn't match what arrived at all.
After I came back, the office was in a frenzy. They were looking at me with concern. What? I have to go to Takeru? To Saikawa-san now? This will cause trouble for Takeru. I felt the blood leave my face.
Toyosaki-kun, this is your responsibility. You're always laughing. You must not be doing your job. Wait, why is that the conclusion? Toyosaki-san always thinks about his clients. He's not the type to do a bad job. I don't know. He always talks about useless things with his clients. Now he's making mistakes.
Maybe she wasn't wrong. I'm sorry. I'll do something. Fujisawa headed to Takeru's with what we had. Juzen was also there, even though she usually never was.
Saikawa-sama, we're sorry for the trouble that Toyosaki has caused. Because of a mistake he made, some products didn't arrive.
Takeru looked at the products and thought for a while. That's not good. We need them for the class. He's pretty airheaded. I see. He made a mistake.
Saikawa! Yes, we've got our hands full with him.
I understand. I've known him since childhood, so I know him well. Airheaded, ditzy, careless, steamroller, unaware. Juzen nodded and smiled. And he works harder than anyone else. That's the Naoya I know.
Yes. Wait, what?
You seem to dislike Tosaki a lot. Are you the senpai he was talking about? Toyosaki always worked harder than anyone. He's strong and kind. That's why he was annoying. Studying, sports, he never gives up. Even if he's pushed away, he chases after. That's why people are drawn to him. They trust him. That's how he is. The childhood that was etched into his memory. It was a kind of bittersweet story. It was the time I made my own lunch bag after seeing Takeru's. Why? You don't have to make it. Have someone else do it. Why? My mom's dead. My dad is busy with work. If I ask, he would buy it for me, but... The 2 lunch bags that my mom made for me, they're my treasured objects. I had been using them for 5 years. It was the one Takeru had called a dirty rag. Takeru apologized to me and learned sewing from his mom. He wanted to make up for it. He learned sewing by hand and by machine. He made a lot of stuff for me. Here, I made it for practice. I don't want it, so take it. Takeru, thank you. That's why I still respected Takeru, even though he sounded harsh. I've watched Naoya work hard to survive. You don't know anything. Don't say things based on your first impression. I won't forgive you if you make fun of him. Only I can. She probably didn't think she would be yelled at like this. She fell silent. You'll see. He doesn't give up. It was I, Naoya Toyosaki, that entered the door. Takeru, sorry. Here's the stuff. My shoulders were heaving. I handed Takeru a box of stuff. I had tripped and scraped my knee, but I didn't care. Huh, you're late, dummy. Sorry.
Why? There's no way. That product is only available through my father's company. So why? No way. Because it's Toyosaki.
Fujisawa sounded different. Juzen froze. I see. If it's your dad's company, you can do whatever you want?
What?
I learned that Juzen had done this when I went to the manufacturer. After I had placed the order, Juzen had told her father that we didn't need it anymore.
Toyosaki, I'm sorry. You were so kind to me, and this happened.
I knew Juzen's father from my previous job. He believed my story and helped me out.
No way. Why would my dad believe you and not his own daughter? That's not right. Toyosaki-san always takes his time to build connections with his clients. What you called a waste of time is what made him who he is. It's all because it was Toyosaki, that's all. What? My plan was perfect.
Juzen fell to her knees. The next day, the craft class went well. It was a day off, so I went with Fujisawa.
Everyone looks happy.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to get the materials. The participants' laughter and Takeru's smile, I smiled too. When I heard the sounds of the sewing machine, I remembered something.
Naokun! Mommy made this for you. It's your favorite fire truck.
Yay! So cool! Thanks, Mommy! I had cried about going to kindergarten, so my mom had made it for me. My mom only started sewing after she became a mom. She tried hard, so it was filled with love. After learning that, in 4th grade, Takeru... You're so clumsy! I'll do it, so be thankful! Takeru started sewing for me back then. Huh? Why are you staring? Nothing. Thanks, Takeru. Huh? I don't get it. Oh yeah, I wanted to give this to you. I took something out of my bag and handed it to Takeru. I made this. It's pretty cute, right? I had been sewing with Fujisawa to give this to him. What is this? It's so bad. Oof. Ignore some of the weird parts. I felt sad, but Takeru took it from me. I had filled it with my gratitude for Takeru. I just wanted him to know. So bad. He turned his back to me, so I didn't hear him the second time. I got into sewing because of you. I'll never tell you though. And I would not also see the smile he had on his face. After that, Juzen was thoroughly scolded by our department head.
You have high standards and you can't accept others. Perfect? No, you're small-minded. Your father is quite angry, and so are we.
I'm sorry.
Her plan was supposedly perfect. She wouldn't be caught by cameras or leave a trail. All the paperwork was taken care of at her father's company. It was a serious matter. Juzen was fired.
Daddy, I thought he'd believe me.
Her father also took it seriously and banned her from their house. What choices will this perfectionist make from here on out? No one knows yet. As for me, I was wearing a new suit. It was lunchtime.
Wait, that's a nice suit. Did you just get it?
Takeru made it! He's so good! He can make suits! He noticed that my suit was ripped after I tripped that day. He's so vigilant.
How does he know your measurements?
What? Wait, how does he...
Toyosaki-san! No, Naoya! I like you! I won't lose to Takeru!
What? What? Wait, why Takeru?
You're so unaware. I like you. Please go out with...
Shut up! Do that somewhere else! I never felt like I worked hard on my own, but others saw it. I want to live a happy life with the people I care about.
Kanamori Kacho, there's an inquiry from a client?
The new recruit, Kawai-san, speaks to me anxiously. I look at her as she hesitates and ask first. Are you having trouble handling it?
Yes?
I see. Then I'll take over. So could you pass me the details of the inquiry?
Thank you so much. The document I gave you the other day about this product,
Please, hand me that document. I decided to take over without waiting for her to finish speaking as the client was on hold. My name is Akira Kanamori, 33 years old, a section chief working in the sales department of Revenge Corporation.
Hey, you!
The office atmosphere tenses up with her stern voice. Kawai-san visibly flinches at being addressed.
Taking notes while on a call is basic. Didn't you learn that during training? I'm sorry. There wasn't a memo pad nearby, so I thought I could remember. You can't even handle things properly, and you think you can memorize what a client says without taking notes. Always keep a memo pad within reach. If you think you'll keep them waiting too long, tell them you'll call back.
The woman instructing her subordinate is Kanako Juzen, a perfectionist. She's a capable and cool beauty. That's her public image, but her bluntness has earned her the nickname, the Wicked One, behind her back.
Their time is just as valuable as yours. Every second you keep them waiting is wasted time.
Stop. That's enough, Juzen-san. I finished the call and intervened to stop Juzen-san. The call went smoothly. I think she's learned her lesson from what you said.
Fine. If that's the case.
Kawai-san, please take notes next time.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Are you okay, Kawai-san? She didn't have to be so harsh.
No. It was my fault.
Are you crying? Making a junior cry? Maybe that was a bit too much.
The person comforting Kawai-san is Mahito Aida, my colleague. We joined the company at the same time, though he's a year older due to repeating a year in university.
Girls like Kawai-san, fragile and in need of protection, are the ideal, aren't they?
You're really something, Kanamori. This is Yuito Fujikami. We joined the company at the same time, and he's the only colleague I speak to casually. You're probably the only one who can put Juzen-san in her place. You think so? You don't even realize it. I'd hesitate to even talk to her. She's so intimidating. Kanako was being approached by a man outside the office.
How about dinner?
You again! I don't waste my time on poor people.
She coldly dismisses him and walks away without changing her expression. Wow, she's beautiful, but that's harsh. If she said that to me, my heart would break. The man walks away dejectedly. Juzen-san must have been that harsh because he kept bothering her. But seriously, Kanamori, are you really dating her? Are you sure you're not being threatened? You okay? I'm dating Kanako Juzen, the woman known for her beauty and wickedness. Fujikami still finds it hard to believe and keeps asking if I'm alright. There's no problem. In fact, I respect her for being able to speak her mind so clearly. And when she turns down men like that, I feel reassured, knowing she can handle herself. Well, with your specs, Kanamori, you're probably one of the few who meet her standards. But you're right, she can be a bit too harsh sometimes, so I'll step in and talk to her when needed. That's exactly what's impressive about you. But seriously, you're the first among us to get promoted, Kanamori. You're seriously cool, Section Chief. He says that with his usual enthusiasm before wrapping up the conversation with a laugh, saying, as long as you're happy, that's what matters. After parting ways with him in front of the office, I head home, following after my girlfriend who left ahead of me. We met a year ago. I was passing by a park late after work when it happened. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? I had bumped into a woman who was stumbling along.
I'm sorry. I'm fine.
She answered in a small voice, still looking down. That was Kanako Juzen. That's how we first met. I just bought this from the vending machine. Would you like some? I offer her a drink as we move to a bench in the park. I'll just leave it here then. There's no response to my words. She's been hiding her expression ever since we bumped into each other. Are you really okay? When I checked on her again, she was crying. She had been hiding her tears from me, keeping her head down the entire time.
Please don't be kind to me.
She whispered those words and continued crying, trying to stifle her sobs. I couldn't just leave her there, so I stayed with her until she calmed down. That's when she told me about being fired and disowned by her father. With a tarnished record, she was struggling to find a job. We stayed in the park, talking until dawn. After meeting her a few more times, I became certain that she truly wanted to start over. President, please hire her at our company. I went to directly plead with the president of Revenge Corporation, who also happens to be my uncle. Thinking back, I must have already been in love with Juzen-san by then. After a fair recruitment process, Juzen-san was hired at Revenge Corporation 6 months ago due to her abilities. But that's not something I need to share with others. That day, during a reunion with my fellow new hires, I was thinking back to my memories of her as she became the topic of conversation.
But seriously, Kanamori, are you really dating that Kanako Juzen? You've got terrible taste in women, man. Compared to my girlfriend, though, she's amazing.
I heard you started dating Kawaii-san?
Yeah, she's fragile and makes you want to protect her, right? That's the kind of girl you want as a girlfriend.
Aida seemed pretty pleased, having recently started dating Yuri na Kawaii. Well, everyone has their own type, I guess.
Ha! I heard about your girlfriend. She supposedly turned down a guy in front of the company saying, I have no time for poor people. That's the talk of the office. She's so beautiful, but what a waste to be such a wicked person. People need love more than money.
I agree she could be more tactful, and that's something I think is her flaw too. But she...
You don't have to force yourself to defend her. It must be tough, always having to cover for your girlfriend. Meanwhile, my girlfriend believes in love conquers all. She's the perfect woman for me.
No, Aida, that's not right. Everyone's got their own ideal, and it's wrong to compare. Fujikami speaks for me, expressing what I'm feeling. Though he finds Juzen-san intimidating, he doesn't judge her. Maybe that's why I trust him more than anyone else in the company. I'm with her because I share her values. We're together because we're compatible, that's all.
So if you share her values, that means you're also a cold-hearted person who values money over love.
Oh man, that's scary. He pretends to be frightened as he laughs loudly again. There's no point in trying to make him understand. I don't want to ruin the reunion, so I let it go. Fujikami smoothly changes the subject, preventing any further conflict. I skipped the after party and came home early. The lights were still on when I arrived.
Welcome back.
I'm home. You didn't have to wait up. You could have gone to bed.
You said you'd be home by 9 p.m. I wanted to discuss work with you, so I waited.
Waiting for me was Kanako Juzen. She had been looking for a place to live, and I suggested we move in together. Now we live together.
What?
I'm 10 minutes late. Aren't you mad?
I'm not mad.
Really? The old you would have been furious.
Shut up! I've stopped expecting others to be perfect. As long as I'm perfect, that's enough.
Yeah, I think you've grown a lot. As we spent more time together, she began to share more about her past. Her life story shaped who she is today.
Dad, are you sure it's okay? Even if I attend 3 different classes?
Of course. I want you to do anything you want to, Kanako. But more importantly, I'm sorry I've been working all the time and making you feel lonely.
That's not true. Thanks to you, I've had so many experiences. I'm going to be just like you and become someone who could do anything.
Children's extracurricular activities cost money. Her father, as a single parent and CEO, made money to provide for her. My childhood, on the other hand, was the exact opposite of hers. My father wasn't very good at his job, and our life was always tough. My sickly mother also worked to support me.
Sorry, Akira. We can't even afford to send you to classes.
Don't worry about it. Someday, I'm going to work hard and make life easier for you. Lack of money makes families anxious. I knew I had to earn money.
I grew up poor, and she was a CEO's daughter. We came from opposite worlds, but both of us learned the importance of money. She grew up striving for perfection, wanting to be like her father. That strong desire led her to reject different values and ultimately caused her to make mistakes. And when those mistakes led her to be disowned by the person she respected most in the world, she began to change.
Everyone has their own way of doing things. I realize that thanks to you. I'll stop imposing my values on others. I'm sorry.
Recently, she's been less demanding of others' perfection, though her long-standing habits still slip out at times. In those moments, I tried to be her stopper, always keeping an eye on her. Then our conversation shifts to work. We talk about the upcoming negotiations with a new client. You're right, the statistics back up your point, but in this case, she often draws conclusions based on accurate data from statistics. She still feels uncertain about considering the client's perspective, so I give her advice like this.
You're right. Your point has merit. I'll bring that up in tomorrow's meeting.
Our relationship is professional, which allows me to focus on work. A few months later, in winter, trouble was brewing without our knowledge.
What should I do, Mahito-san? I messed up again. If I report this, Juzen-san will get mad at me again. Yurina, I'm scared.
It's okay. As long as we have our love, we can get through anything, right? I'll help you. Yeah, love will get us through this. Sincerity will make everything work out. Always being praised and smug, Kanamori doesn't understand. I'm going to prove it to him.
Do you even realize what you've done?
A few days later, Juzen-san's voice echoes through the office, even louder than usual. Standing before her are Aida and Kawaii. Kawaii-san was recently reprimanded by a client, and she didn't report it to the company. Aida Mahito decided to handle it internally, trying to cover for Kawaii-san. As a result, they couldn't present a proper solution to the client, leaving them with nothing but apologies. This only fueled the client's anger, leading to the termination of the contract.
I apologized with all my heart, but they wouldn't forgive me.
Apologies aren't a cure-all in this world. This is business. Reporting, communicating, and consulting are basic principles. Even students know that. You made a selfish decision to avoid getting scolded. A selfish decision? I might not be the one to criticize, but...
Juzen-san's usual fierce tone falters for a moment. She remembers how her perfectionism and stubbornness led to her downfall in her previous job.
Manager, I'll go and visit the client again. Please allow me to do so.
She calmly requests permission from the manager, who silently nods once. Juzen-san, I'll go with you. It's not because I love her. I know I can help her by being there. I'm confident that I can support her in a business setting.
Thank you. That's reassuring.
She looks at me and smiles gently, a rare expression for her. Juzen-san smiled! The entire sales department is shocked by her smile. Then we quickly get to work on resolving the client issue. Juzen-san, I've reviewed the client's feedback. We can prepare 2 alternative proposals.
Thank you. I'll compile the materials, so please bring them here.
I already have the data for one of them, so no need to create it. Please handle the other one.
That's a big help.
Wow, these 2 are amazing! They're a perfect team! Trusting each other, we move forward with the work. Preparations are quickly completed, and with the manager's approval, we head to the client.
We apologize for the trouble caused. We look forward to continuing our business relationship.
After the apology and meeting with the client, we bow and offer our greetings.
Kanako-san, it was great to see you again. I'll make sure to inform the president about this.
The client is Juzen Manufacturing, run by Kanako's father. The client representative knew Kanako. As we leave, she expresses her admiration for Kanako.
No need to mention me, but thank you.
Are you okay, Juzen-san? Despite knowing it was her father's company, she acted for the sake of the company.
Yes, I was very nervous. I was worried that my present might disrupt things. So, thank you, Kanamori-san. It wouldn't have gone well without your support.
I'm happy I could help you. I'm glad they forgave us. The client showed no favoritism toward Juzen-san. It was her sales skills that earned their trust.
Let's head home quickly. I don't want to stay here too long.
She was about to say when... Kanako? Turning around, we see the president of Juzen Manufacturing, Kanako's father. He looks at his daughter, whom he hasn't seen in years, with wide eyes. Why are you here? Seeing her struggle to respond, I step forward and hand my business card to the president. Thank you for your time. My name is Kanamori from Revenge Corporation. We are here today to apologize for our mistake and explain the situation. I see. So Kanako is working at Revenge Corporation. I'm embarrassed to say, but I haven't seen my daughter in years. She's told me about her situation, about the mistakes she made, and her current relationship with you. Kanako-san deeply regrets her past mistakes and strives daily not to repeat them. She is more dedicated to her work than anyone, disciplined, and grateful to you, her father.
Kanamori-san!
If this moment passes without being addressed, this father and daughter may regret it for the rest of their lives. That's why I'm stepping in. Tell him properly, your father. It's okay. I've seen how hard you've worked. After hesitating for a few seconds, Kanako bows deeply in the next moment.
Dad, I'm sorry for being such an ungrateful daughter, and thank you for working so hard to raise me, for protecting me.
Her father worked tirelessly to earn money, and that effort likely brought her happiness. Kanako, I should be the one thanking you. Hearing that you've been living with remorse puts me at ease. I wasn't wrong. Knowing you've been happy tells me that. Thank you. Please, live your life with integrity. I believe in you. His decision to disown her was an act of tough love, hoping to see his beloved daughter rise and live strongly. Perhaps he thought her mistakes were his fault.
Thank you, Dad. I'm sorry.
Though the disownment wasn't lifted, I resolved to help this father and daughter mend their relationship. After returning to the company, we report that the deal was saved. The sales department sighs in relief.
Kawai-san, I also made an unforgivable mistake by acting selfishly. Even if you cry and scream, some things can never be undone. There are many things like that in the world. Remember that. Yes, I'm sorry.
Ida-kun, that applies to you as well. You didn't have the knowledge or skills to save her. Love alone can't protect those who are important to you. At least that's what I believe. I'm not imposing my values on you. I don't think love is unnecessary. But remember, Your selfish actions could have caused significant losses to the company.
Damn it!
With the issue resolved, Kanako and I leave the office building.
Juzen-san, I misunderstood you. There's no one as beautiful and strong as you.
Kanamori-san, I promise to fill your life with love and happiness. So please protect me in the future.
In an absurd turn of events, Ida-kun begins to approach Juzen-san while Kawaii-san approaches me. I think I'm not that slow, but even I couldn't keep up with the sudden turn of events.
Ida-san, didn't you say love is more important than money? I believe that to protect those I love in the future, money is essential. We have different values. I won't fall for anyone who isn't capable and has potential to earn in the future. I'm sorry.
Yeah!
Kawaii-san, I don't really understand love or romance. The only person I feel anything for is Juzen-san. I'm sorry, I can't protect you.
This can't be.
All right, you two. Let's not do anything more embarrassing. Looking at you, I'm starting to question what really matters in life. Yuito drags away the dejected Ida-kun and Kawaii-san. I can't thank him enough for always reading the room and helping me out. Our friendship is something I value too, Yuito. Thank you, Juzen-san, for trusting me. I'll work hard for your sake from now on.
I won't let you outshine me. I'll make sure you never have to struggle.
What's important in life varies for each person. Love, money, dreams, friendship. There's no right or wrong. Forcing your values on others or denying theirs is a big no-no. That might be all there is to it. As for Aida Mahito and Kawaii Yurina, they were suspended for a week for causing potential losses to the company with their rash decisions. After that, they were transferred to a regional office.
We can't make long-distance work. Even with love, it's impossible. Let's break up.
Love conquers all. What a load of crap.
There are people who can overcome life's hardships with strong love. But their love just wasn't strong enough.
Ah!
Sometime later, while out in town on a day off, we ran into someone she knew.
Saikawa-san, I'm truly sorry for the trouble I caused you years ago.
What are you talking about?
Eh?
From the look on your face, you've probably changed after reflecting on yourself. I can tell because I've been there too. If you make a mistake, just start over until you're satisfied. You and me both.
His words must have resonated deeply with Juzen-san, who is now determined to live differently.
Yes! I won't interfere with others' lives anymore. I won't repeat the same mistakes. I'll live my life perfectly, in a way that I'm satisfied with.
Yeah! Let's both do our best. I'll let him know too.
Hey, Kanako.
Kanako? All of a sudden you're using my name?
It's about time, don't you think? So, was that guy your ex?
No, it wasn't like that. Don't get jealous.
Yeah, I think I might have been jealous for the first time in my life. Take responsibility.
I don't know about that idiot.
Everyone's upbringing, experiences, and the things they've seen are different. No two people are the same. We just happen to share the same values. I believe that's fate.
I've decided it's about time to close the company.
I see. It was a hot summer day when my father told me that. It was just an ordinary day after returning from my mother's grave. My name is Daiki Washio. Since graduating from university, I've been helping my father run his small business. I'm 30 and still single. What I did was essentially sales, promoting the measurement system that my control systems engineer father developed. My father, a craftsman at heart, didn't enjoy dealing with other companies, so I acted as the intermediary. I'm no engineer. My younger brother Taiga was responsible for it. I don't have the technical skills that my father and Taiga have. That's just the way it is. My younger brother left home a few years ago after a fight with my father. All the other employees at the company were men of my father's generation. They're all retiring this year.
You need to walk your own path, just like Taiga did. You don't need to walk the rails I've laid out for you.
With his back still turned, my father said this, his words making it clear I wasn't expected to follow him.
I'll keep the company running until the end of the year, but you should start looking for your next path. Got it?
I didn't have the courage to grab him by the shoulder and turn him around. Instead, I smiled as usual and said, "Yeah, I understand, Dad. Still, what am I gonna do?" I told him I'd help until the company was closed, but my father didn't allow it. The sun was blazing in late August. There were about 6 months left until the company shut down for good. Suddenly unemployed, huh? This is gonna be rough. All I could do was laugh at my current situation. Unwanted memories started to resurface.
Work at your family's company? What's the point of going to university then?
I used to love how she talked about her dreams. But when did she start to change? That's not true. I learned a lot, made friends.
You're such a fool. Results are all that matter. No matter how much you study, if you don't end up with a good job, it's pointless. Ugh, what a disappointment. A small company like that will fail in no time. We should break up.
That bitter memory from university. Her words still weigh heavily on me even now. If Taiga had stayed, maybe Dad wouldn't be shutting down the company. I can't help but think things would have been different if it were Taiga who stayed. Before I knew it, my feet were leading me to a certain place. "Welcome, please have a seat." A week later, I started working at the cafe I used to frequent. That day, I ended up at this place. I've been coming here for a few years, and it was my favorite spot. Takeru, the owner, knew my situation and kindly offered me a job. Takeru may be a bit blunt, but he's thorough in teaching me and has always been someone I could rely on. I've always loved cooking, so working in the kitchen while being able to learn from him was a joy.
Wait, no way. Is that Daiki?
You are... The customer who came in that day was Hanako Akujo, my ex-girlfriend from university whom I had just recently been thinking about.
Hanako, you know him?
Yeah. We were classmates in university.
It seems she doesn't want it to be known that I'm her ex. Well, I don't exactly feel like bringing it up either.
What are you doing here? You said you were working at your family's company, right?
Yeah, well, things have changed, so now I'm here for some life experience.
No way, really? A 30-year-old part-timer?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But I'm having a good time. This place is great, and the boss is...
Really? At your age, you can't afford to say you're having fun.
She laughs at my current situation, as if to say her predictions from back then were spot on.
Yeah, I guess breaking up with you was the right choice after all. It was obvious you'd end up struggling.
I had no words to respond as she whispered those things only I could hear.
My current boyfriend works at a major company. He brought me to this place because it's run by a friend of his. And don't you dare say anything unnecessary.
Oh, don't worry, Akujo-san. With a smile, unbothered. I won't tell anyone that you're just using someone for their status.
What are you talking about?
So that's what's going through your mind, Hanako? You're even disrespecting him. I don't think I could ever like someone like you.
No! Makoto! This guy's just making things up.
I don't think so. Sorry about her, she's been rude.
Apparently, Makoto Tora, her current boyfriend, is an old friend of Takeru's.
She kept insisting on going out with me, so I went once. Seems like my instincts were right. Sorry, Takeru, but I'm heading out. Come on, Akujo, let's go. This is the last time we meet.
What? Wait, Makoto, no! You've got this all wrong!
Takeru, you're laughing too much. The boss shakes with laughter, and I can't help but join in, laughing along with him. One morning before opening, while cleaning in front of the cafe, I heard a cheerful voice as a small truck stopped in front of me.
Takeru-san! I brought the veggies. Oh wait, are you the new guy? Nice to meet you.
I had been told by Takeru-san that the vegetable producer for the cafe would be coming today. Hello, I'm Daiki Washio. I've been working here for a few weeks now. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Hikari Hino from Manmaru Farm, 28 years old. I supply Takeru's cafe with vegetables.
Wow, she's as bright as the sun. Thank you. The boss isn't here at the moment, so I'll help you out instead.
Thanks. I'll just bring this in. Oop! Whoa!
Are you alright?
boxes are a bit heavier than usual today.
It seems she lost her balance while trying to lift the box of summer vegetables from the truck. Wow, these veggies look amazing. I really want to cook something.
It's okay. You can let go now.
Oh right, sorry about that. I helped carry the heavier boxes, and we brought them into the store. Takeru had told me before that most of the vegetables used here were directly sourced from local farmers.
Thanks for your help. So these tomatoes and eggplants are for my farm. And these green onions are from Toriyama's farm. We take turns delivering the veggies. Takeru sometimes picks them up himself too. He's really a lifesaver for farmers like us.
I see. That explains why the boss said he's particular about ingredients. These tomatoes might be imperfect by standards, but the bumpier the tomato, the tastier it is, right?
Yes, exactly. You really know your stuff, Daiki-kun.
I love tomatoes. I used to eat them cold, straight from the fridge. I've always liked vegetables, actually. When I was a kid, the grocer taught me all sort of things about them. It was a childhood memory I had long forgotten, but seeing Hikari's vegetables brought it all back. These tomatoes look amazing, Hino-san.
Thanks. It's no big deal.
Wait, Hino-san? You've turned bright red and blended into the tomatoes.
What are you two doing?
Takeru returns and finds us in that situation, shaking his head in exasperation. Ever since then, I've been looking forward to Hino-san's visit to the cafe.
Daiki, hello. I brought the best veggies today.
Thanks, Hikari. Leaving my father's company had made me feel anxious and disappointed in myself. But after starting to work here and meeting Hino-san, I gradually regained my energy. One day, after work, I invited my younger brother Taiga out for drinks at an izakaya. I told him that Dad was planning to close the company at the end of the year, and that I had already quit.
I can't believe Dad's really closing the company.
Well, he's getting on in years. It was inevitable. There's no way I could have taken over, no matter how hard I tried.
I'm sorry, big bro. It's my fault for leaving.
Idiot, don't worry about it. I knew Taiga would feel guilty about it, so I laughed and playfully knocked him on his head. Sure, there were times when I thought I'd be better off if I had your talent, but you know what? I remembered something, back when we were kids, when Mom was still around. I love cooking and vegetables, so I've decided I'm going to follow my own path. Of course, I'll still keep an eye on Dad, so don't worry about that.
Big bro, you really are amazing. Sorry, and thanks.
My younger brother, who had been estranged from our father for years, said those words to me with a look of remorse. What are you talking about? We're brothers, after all. You just started your new job at Imamura, right? Let's both give it our best. I resolved to keep watching over my brother and my father, hoping for their happiness as they moved toward their future. Time flew by, and before I knew it, it was November. I had quit working at Takeru's cafe and started my own business in a rural town. Tomorrow is opening day.
Daiki, I'll leave the veggies here. I've brought some delicious pumpkins and sweet potatoes.
Thanks, Hikari. Now, Hikari and I were officially dating, and we spent a lot of time together both personally and professionally. Incidentally, I opened my cafe in an old vacant house next to Mamoru Farm, which belongs to Hikari's family.
I've been talking to Takeru-san about this for a while. He said if I found someone good, I should introduce them. And then I met you. Thanks to you coming to Mamoru Farm, my dream has finally come true. Thank you so much.
Hikari had been planning to expand her farm's business and invited me to join her. As a result, we created a farm cafe where people could enjoy the vegetables grown in Mamoru Farm. I should be the one thanking you. I never thought I'd have my own cafe.
Renovating the place in advance turned out to be the right decision. I'm so glad it worked out.
Her sunny, carefree attitude is one of the things that drew me to her.
Not only do you have a deep knowledge of vegetables, but with your cooking skills, which even Takeru-san praises, I'm sure you'll do just fine.
I had been mocked endlessly by Akujo-san, but now, thanks to Hikari, I finally felt like I was on the right path.
Daiki,
Dad? You came?
I heard you were opening tomorrow, so I came to see how things were going.
My father was supposed to be busy wrapping up the company's final affairs, yet here he was. I felt a mix of guilt and joy at his presence.
It's a good place.
He glanced around the cafe with a gentle expression, and I sat silently, waiting for him to speak.
You always loved cooking with your mother. Every time we went to the grocer, your mother would smile, watching you look at the vegetables with such curiosity.
Mom, I want to help too. What are we making today?
Well, how about we make your favorite dish today? But don't tell Taiga, okay? Thank you for always helping.
Father and brother crafting things together, while I always loved cooking with Mom. That memory came back to me a few months ago. It was when I started working at Takeru's cafe and saw Hikari's vegetables. Mom, I want to share the food you taught me to cook with as many people as I can. I want everyone to know how delicious vegetables can be.
That's a wonderful dream, Daiki. I'll always support you no matter what.
Dad, you were watching over me all this time.
I always thought you were giving up on me, pushing me away. I thought you believed I was sacrificing my own dreams just to help the company. Isn't that true?
I finally understood why my father had suddenly told me to quit the company. I thought I wasn't good enough, and that's why you pushed me away.
That's not true. I couldn't have done it without you. You helped me in ways neither I nor Taiga ever could. You've always had a talent for connecting with people, something you got from your mother. Daiki, thank you for holding our family together all this time.
Dad, my father's words stirred something deep inside me, knowing that he had always been watching, that he had been gently pushing me toward my own path. I couldn't hold back my emotions.
Hi, Daiki Washio.
You're Akujo-san's. The two guests who showed up were Takeru and Torano Makoto, carrying flowers to celebrate the cafe's opening.
Haha, I guess that's the image that stuck with you, huh? But we've actually met once before on a job. By the way, it ended with her right after that.
Apparently, Makoto had broken up with Akujo after she mocked me. That was the final straw.
It was when your father had developed the new measurement system. I really wanted to secure a deal, so I came to your company to negotiate.
Really? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
It was when I was a rookie, so it's been several years. It's no wonder you don't recall. But I remember you clearly, because it was you who convinced your father to close the deal with us. Thanks to you, I landed a big contract and made it to where I am today. Thank you again, Washio-san. I'll be cheering you on with Takeru from now on.
I had only been trying to support my father's company, blindly doing whatever I could. But now I realized how many people I had connected with, and how much trust I had built.
I'm here for you too, Daiki.
Whoa, Hikari! Hikari clung to me, pounding for a moment before breaking into her usual radiant smile.
Knowing how much love you've given to everyone, Daiki, makes me so happy. You'll definitely receive even more love and happiness in return. I'm sure of it.
Hikari, thank you. Several months later, in January after the new year, Hanako Akujo was walking through a snow-covered street, heading to a university reunion.
Tora-san! I've been calling you so many times since then, but is he really blocking my number?
Ever since being dumped by Tora after their first date, she had been desperately trying to get back in touch with him.
Ugh! This is all Daiki's fault for saying those unnecessary things. Maybe it's time to give up. I hope I can meet someone promising at this reunion. Daiki-kun, is it true you're running a cafe now? Manmaru Farm is so popular for its fresh produce. I'd love to visit and enjoy nature there sometime.
Thanks, everyone. There's a lot of snow right now, so it's better to come when it melts.
Wait, a cafe? Daiki runs a cafe? I thought he was just a part-timer.
Late to the reunion, Hanako Akujo spots Daiki at the center of attention and widens her eyes in shock.
So, he really is running a cafe. Daiki!
Hanako, it's been a while.
Oh, come on. You can call me Hanako like you used to.
For some reason, she starts talking to me as if we were so close.
I heard you opened a cafe after all. That's amazing. I remember you once said you were going to work for your family's small business. I thought that was pretty pathetic. But I guess I was wrong. Running a cafe is so trendy and cool.
When exactly did she become like this? No matter how much I thought back, I couldn't figure it out. You once told me that results are everything. So now that I've become a cafe owner, it's fine, right?
That's not what I meant. Hey, Why don't we give it another try? No more teasing, okay?
Sorry, but that's not going to happen.
What?
I'm not here to deny that results matter. That's a valid way to think. But I don't like someone who insults others and calls them pathetic for choosing a different path. Besides, I'm already with someone I care deeply about, and I'm thinking of marrying, so sorry. Hanako trembles even more as Daiki speaks bluntly. Her classmates' gazes feel piercing.
You know, I've heard about women like her who completely change their tune. Seeing it in person is just... wow.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure I never act like that.
No, this isn't what it looks like.
There are more people than you think who help out at their family's business, Hanako. You must be out of touch.
Exactly. I help my grandma with her store, and my brother works for my dad's company too.
Surrounded by a group of women criticizing her, Hanako looks around desperately. The men she might have had her eye on all seem uninterested.
Hey, wait. Daiki, I'm sorry for saying those terrible things.
Hanako, still the center of cold stares at the reunion, left after the first round and started following me home. How far are you going to follow me? This is getting annoying.
Please listen to me. I realized something. You're so dependable and hardworking. That's why.
You're just desperate because Tora dumped you and none of the other guys worked out, right?
That's... Daiki!
Hikari? What are you doing out in this cold?
I knew you'd be coming home around this time, so I waited for you. And I was right.
Hikari's tone drops as she locks eyes with Hanako, her gaze sharp and unyielding.
So you're Hanako Akujo. I've heard a lot about you from Daiki, Takeru, and even Tora. Daiki is someone who always thinks of others and takes care of the people around him. If you keep bothering him and hurting him, I won't let it slide.
Hikari stands firm, facing off against Hanako, while I can't help but laugh at the scene. Haha, I really can't beat you, Hikari.
Daiki? Why are you laughing?
I just thought you're adorable, that's all. Thanks, Hikari. Don't worry, I only have eyes for you. As I say this, Hikari turns bright red, as if the snow around her is melting.
What's with the flirting in front of people? Cut it out. Ah! What was that? So cold!
Just as Hanako was about to lash out, she was hit by a snowball. I turned to see...
Daiki, Hikari, leave this to me. Sarina!
Sarina, a well-known figure in the town, and a fellow farmer who often works with Mamoru Farm, appears with a large shovel in hand.
What are you doing? This is freezing! Stop it! Oops. Sorry. It's just that in this town, we all work together to shovel snow. It's a tradition. I wouldn't want someone like you in the soil here. You'd ruin the quality.
Muttering something under her breath, Sarina slowly piles snow over Hanako as part of her shoveling.
Daiki, go on ahead. I'll help Sarina finish up here.
Please, don't let this turn into a police matter, okay? Afterward, Hanako Akujo was turned into a snowman by Hikari and Sarina.
Ugh! When will this snow melt?
Whenever the snow starts to melt, the children bring more to repair it, so it seems like she's stuck for a while.
Wait, Hanako? What are you doing here?
Makoto! Thank goodness! Please help!
Hey, Takeru, don't laugh, that's rude. Haha. But still, it's a good thing I didn't choose you.
Apparently, seeing Hanako in that state broke her spirit. Not long after, as spring approached, she disappeared along with the melting snow, becoming a funny story in the town for a while.
Here's our special tomato soup. It'll warm you up.
It's made with tomatoes grown with love by my lovely wife, so it'll warm you up even more.
Aww, Daiki.
For so long, I have been putting others before myself. But now, I find myself surrounded by so much love and happiness, it's almost overwhelming. Maybe it's a truth of the world. Give love, and it'll eventually come back to you.